Greetings, Roar-Ready Detroit faithful. You've just tuned into Lions News Fan Report, your go-to source for every thunderous update straight from Ford Field, and today's whisper could turn into a roar that shakes the NFC North. Before we dive deep, do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and ring that notification bell so you're first in line for every thrilling twist this offseason brings. Now, let's talk about the seismic roster shakeup that's got every Lions fan perched on the edge of their seat. Earlier this week, the organization quietly executed a move that, on the surface, felt routine. But beneath that veneer lies a story brimming with suspense. Detroit officially added a seasoned signal caller of the defense and simultaneously said goodbye to a lesser-known linebacker to clear the way. Could this be the moment everything shifts? Could that final puzzle piece be snapping into place for Dan Campbell's relentless defense? Hold on to that thought, because we're about to peel back the layers. The player cut was a young linebacker who joined the team last summer, earning his stripes primarily on special teams during those late-season games. Though he saw just 3 appearances and clocked fewer snaps than you or I might count on one hand, his release is no accident of circumstance. When a club parts ways with a developmental piece, it almost always signals something far bigger brewing, behind the scenes. So, what just happened? Sources confirm the Lions have upgraded the middle of their defense by bringing in a veteran with proven track record, a name synonymous with sideline-to-sideline range and instinctive playmaking. Suddenly, that roster spot freed up by the waiver wires seems destined for someone who can step in day one and gel with a front seven already hungry for dominance. Is it coincidence or a calculated maneuver to bolster the linebacking core? We're leaning toward the latter. Let's rewind. Remember last offseason when Detroit stalked the veteran free agent market, eyeing every linebacker with elite pedigree? Well, this latest addition is the culmination of that pursuit. Think about his resume. Consistently ranking among the league's toughest tacklers, adept in coverage, and a locker room leader who quarterbacks the defense with authority. His coming aboard was officially announced on Tuesday, triggering the corresponding move that saw the young linebacker bid farewell, an undeniable signal that the front office is operating with laser focus on immediate impact. But here's where things get interesting. While the headlines blared that the club waived linebacker Abraham Beauplan, few paused to consider why that specific name was chosen. Could it be that his skill set simply didn't match the aggressive, downhill style Dan Campbell demands? Or is it that the coaching staff sensed that slot needed a true anchor, someone who can shuffle blockers and chase ball carriers in equal measure? Some insiders whisper that this wasn't about trimming roster fat, it was about fine-tuning a championship-caliber unit, and let's not gloss over the timing. With organized team activities looming, the clock is ticking to install new schemes and integrate fresh faces. Bringing in a veteran now ensures he'll learn the playbook, build chemistry with the linebackers next door, and earn the trust of defensive linemen and secondary backs before the pads go on. Could this secret strategy give Detroit the edge in training camp? Fans are already speculating that the timing of the release and signing wasn't random. It was choreographed to perfection. Statistically, the Lions surrendered an average of 4.2 yards per carry last season, a figure that ranked in the middle of the pack. However, when you factor in those grinded-out, yard-eating first downs in the fourth quarter, there's a case to be made that the team needs more physicality at the second level. Enter the veteran addition, whose career run-stopping grade sits among the top 10 in the league over the past 2 seasons. Could he thrust Detroit into the top tier of run defenses? Is it possible that this single roster tweak reshapes the entire narrative of their defensive identity? Meanwhile, social media is aflame with hot takes. One longtime supporter tweeted, "This move screams Super Bowl ambition. No more padding the practice squad. Only game changers allowed." Another chimed in, "If they're willing to jettison a young guy already learning schemes, imagine what they'll do for a player capable of altering snaps even with his eyes closed." The chatter underscores one truth: when the Lions make a roster move this bold. It's never just business. It's a statement. And yet, questions remain. Will this veteran truly deliver the pass rush support and blitz versatility Detroit craves? Could the young linebacker find a home elsewhere and blossom into the star we hoped he'd be here? Is there more roster magic on the horizon? Perhaps a trade or another waiver wire coup waiting in the wings? One thing's for sure: this roster adjustment marks the first domino in what could be a chain reaction of strategic maneuvers by the front office. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update from Lions News Fan Report. Now, jumping straight into the heart of the matter, sources close to the Detroit front office are buzzing with word that an official announcement on Aiden Hutchinson's return-to-play date could drop as early as late July, right before training camp kicks off. Could this strategic timing be a bold play to unite the fan base and send a jolt of excitement through Ford Field? Many believe so, and insiders hint that the team's media relations staff has quietly cleared a slot in the pre-camp press schedule, suggesting they're gearing up for a coordinated reveal that will dominate sports headlines. As we look ahead, imagine Hutchinson striding onto the practice field in pads once more, his first live-action snap since that fateful October day. Picture the crowd's roar as he breaks through a simulated offensive line, reclaiming his territory on the edge. Some analysts argue that even if he's slated to miss the first 2 games, his impact upon arrival could be seismic. Could week 3's tilt against division rival Minnesota be the stage for his grand comeback? If Hutchinson indeed returns for that contest, we might witness a defense transformed, one that suddenly feels the breath of Detroit's fiercest pass rusher, tipping the scales in what has become a razor-thin race for NFC North supremacy. Then, there's the broader ripple effect to consider. The mere prospect of Hutchinson's return may already be influencing the Lions' off-season strategy. Rumors suggest the front office reassessed its linebacker targets after seeing that social media footage, possibly shifting resources toward depth men who can step up if the comeback is delayed. Could the Lions be hedging their bets, ensuring they're not left vulnerable if that initial return date slips? It's a classic chess match between caution and ambition, and watching these front office maneuvers unfold is almost as thrilling as the on-field theatrics. And let's not forget Hutchinson's personal journey. Behind closed doors, he's reported to be tackling a rigorous conditioning program designed to rebuild his explosiveness, weighted sled pushes, lateral agility drills, and cutting-edge biomechanical analysis to fine-tune his rehab. Some insiders believe he's ahead of schedule on strength benchmarks but still needs to prove his lateral quickness under game-like pressure. Could this be the reason the team is holding back on an immediate green light, wanting to be crystal clear on his readiness? Fans are torn. Some say the cautious approach preserves his long-term prime, while others argue the Lions can't afford any delay if they want to contend this season. As the days tick down, Detroit's faithful are preparing for that watershed moment when the club finally lifts the curtain on Aiden Hutchinson's comeback timeline. Will it be mid-August, giving him a few full weeks to reacclimate before Week 1? Or will the staff play it ultra-safe, targeting a late September re-entry to guarantee peak performance? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. Whenever he officially returns, this will be more than just another player crossing onto the field. It will symbolize resilience, determination, and a renewed sense of destiny for the entire franchise. So, what's your take? Do you believe Hutchinson's rumored late July announcement will hold firm, or are you bracing for a possible delay? And in your mind, which game makes the most sense for his comeback spotlight? I'm fired up to read your thoughts below. Let's get this conversation blazing in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe to Lions News Fan Report, and share this video with every Lions fan you know. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time for more insider rumors, breaking news, and speculations that keep you on the edge of your seat.